Jesus is King. Viva Cristo Rey. This is Timothy Flanders from 1 Peter 5, Meaning of Catholic, here to tell you about the Mystagogical high school program. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm talking about the Avila Institute. Let me tell you a story. About 5 or 6 years ago, I heard a talk by Father Ripperger, and Father Ripperger said, you have to do mental prayer. Mental prayer is the key for everything in the spiritual life. It's the doorway to all the heights of prayer to increase in holiness. So for the past 5 years, I've been trying to figure out what is this thing called mental prayer. And I have never made any progress for 5 years until I got connected with the Avila Institute. And the Avila Institute is here. So the website below, avila-institute.org. If you click on About Mission, so mission, under the patronage of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, the mission of the Avila Institute is to draw Christians worldwide into deeper union with Christ through mystagogically oriented spiritual education and formation. So the main thing that the Avila Institute provides is the School of Spiritual Formation, School of Spiritual Formation program. There's all sorts of different classes that's all geared towards spiritual formation. The one thing necessary, the unum necessarium, which is to know Christ. As our Lord says, if we prophesy in his name, we drive out demons in his name, but we don't know Jesus, he will say, depart from me, I never knew you. And I have been greatly blessed and honored to be a part of the Avila Institute because I run the high school program. So this is the high school program here, Mary, Queen of the Home Academy, which is an online high school program assisting parents to form their children, equipping them for adult Catholic life. So we are a normal high school, just like any other high school. We're much smaller, though. We just started a few years ago, so the teachers are just myself and two others. And so I want to tell you about the courses that we have in the spring. So we've got, first of all, Summa Apologetica 102. This is a continuation of Mr. Joseph Fryman's course. And let me see, do I have the textbook with me here? Oh, yeah, here it is. So here's the textbook. Let me just show this on the screen. This is Joseph Fryman's textbook. It's called Summa Apologetica, Catholic Apologetics and Moral Questions. So it's meant to be a summa of apologetics. And so he wrote the book on apologetics. This is his textbook that he uses for the course. And so the course is continuing through the spring. This is a very intensive course, but it really equips Catholics with all of the basic apologetic points to understand and defend their faith, which allows, as he said in his promotional video way back in the fall, he was mentioning how the secondary purpose is to prove the faith to ourselves, to solidify that faith for ourselves. So we have Mr. Joseph Fryman, and then we have also Lucy Simmerer. She teaches science, math, and literature. So our physical science course, The Glory of the Cosmos, is continuing through the spring. And then we also have, she teaches the Great Western Canon. And this in particular, a course very dear to my heart because this was really the studying classics as a Protestant. I went to college and I was a classics major. So I was studying these texts that it's like Virgil's Aeneid. Here's my copy from college. Virgil's Aeneid. Studying these texts are what made me Catholic. Here's the Stanley Lombardo text that I read in college, and just going through these texts, there's something about the Hellenistic civilization, Greco-Roman civilization, this Great Western Canon, good literature that really forms your heart to know the truth, to do the good, to love the beautiful. And so the Great Western Canon 102, that continues in the spring, Virgil's Aeneid, Shakespeare's Julius Caesar. So this is in the fall, the students studied the Greco tradition, and the spring is following the Roman tradition. So, and then next year we'll continue with apologetics, we'll continue with math and science, and we'll go into medieval literature. So we'll enter into the Christian literature. And then we have the Latin course taught by me This Latin course is specifically focused, as all our courses at Mary Queen of the Hun Academy is focused around spiritual formation. And this course helps students understand Latin for the sake of sacred music and prayer. So we use a lot of sacred music in the course, a lot of sort of immersion Latin techniques in terms of the sort of the natural method of learning Latin, by using a lot of music, a lot of prayers, and so lots of fun class, big fun class. You can jump into Latin if you've got some basics. You can contact us about that, and then the big course this spring is the Catholic Faith Credo course. So this is a course which is meant to teach the very basics of the spiritual life to young adults. So this is for, I mean, our whole program is called a high school program, but it's really just sort of revolving around the sacrament of confirmation. So depending on where you are in North America, you may have already received, by high school, you may have already received the holy confirmation, um, or you may be preparing for it soon. Some students don't get confirmed until 10th grade, for example, in certain regions. And this course is designed to really launch students into the adult Catholic life by teaching the very fundamentals of the spiritual life, how to create a rule of life, how to create a commitment to mental prayer daily. And because of that, we're able to create a spiritual formation program for addressing the various uh, Catholic controversies that have arisen in the modern period. So this sort of doubles as a history of the church from liberalism to today. So like kind of 1776 to today, from the Catholic perspective, which really addresses a lot of different controversies that have arisen. And it's all based on Bishop Snyder's Credo Catechism. So this catechism here, Credo. So this text is an unprecedented text since Vatican II in this sense, because it is a canonically issued catechism. So if you look over here, the behind me are all the Tradivox catechisms here. The bishops since Trent, since the Protestant Revolt, have been issuing their own catechisms for centuries, canonically through the proper means of getting an imprimatur from a fellow bishop and issuing a catechism to address the pastoral needs of one's own diocese or in general. And the Credo Catechism is very unique in that aspect, because Bishop Schneider is issuing this catechism with the imprimatur of the bishop of under Sophia Institute Press. And then it was launched in Rome with Robert Cardinal Sarah, with Bishop Schneider, and it is attempting to address various controversies that have arisen, especially since Vatican II, but also before, and also under the Francis pontificate. So this catechism is what really attempts to address various confusions and various things like that, that have arisen. And so it's not so what we're trying to do here with the young adults is we're not trying to sugarcoat anything. We're trying to say, hey, like, here's all the different viewpoints that are going on. Here's all these controversies. Here are the different allowable views that one can take as a Catholic. Here are out of bounds. Here are heretical, erroneous views. And so it really attempts to form Catholics, young adults, to have the number one, the spiritual formation of one's own spiritual life, to have to form that commitment, because we go through Lent, we go through how to form the spiritual life, form the rule of life, form that for Lent, make a solemn commitment, because this text also, or this course also goes through Into the Deep by Dan Burke and Time for God by Jacques Palif, which are really very, very, really good basic introductions to mental prayer and how to form a rule of life. And that's the central goal of the course. And once we have that in place, then we can actually address and understand the various controversies going on. So those are our courses for the spring. So you can go to this link right here, avila-institute.org/MQHA, to sign up your students. please share this video. We're just trying to get the enrollment necessary to continue with our program. So if you could just share this video, like and subscribe, all those sorts of things, please just share this. That helps us spread the word about our program. There's a lot of great high school, homeschool programs out there, and we're all just trying to help parents form their children. So that's the goal. That's all we have. So please share. Thanks a lot for watching and listening. And we hope to see you at Mary Queen of the Home Academy. Viva Cristo Rey.